can you please be upstanding and welcome Mr. and Mrs. Landis. Months ago, Connor and Phoebe came to stay for a few months, and we got to know them as a couple and watch their relationship grow. And it didn't take long for us to work out that they were a great match for each other. We got to see how dedicated and uplifting they were, even though there is a lot happening in their lives. They are a positive, inspiring, loving couple and always focus on the brighter side of life. And I'm sure you'll agree that Phoebe is an exceptional girl and Connor, you're punching way above your weight. Phoebe and Connor, on behalf of your family and friends here tonight, we wish you the best for your future lives together.
Your wedding day has finally arrived, and throughout your childhood and young adult years, we had to sit through Muriel's wedding, the wedding singer, and watched many times Shrek, which also had a wedding in it. No wonder the day has gone so well. Well done. Thanks for finally letting me be able to use the phrase #1 son-in-law. In fact, he's my only son-in-law. Only ever son-in-law. So welcome to the family, Connor. Phoebe, you are a loving and kind person. And I'm sure these attributes are some of the things that made Connor fall in love with you. This is a short speech, by the way. In conclusion, to everyone here, in the hustle and bustle of life, we quite often can forget to tell our children how much we are proud of them, their achievements, their resilience, their work ethics, and the joy they bring to our lives. So there you go, kids. All the best for the future, Phoebe and Connor. Proud of you both. I would ask if we're having standing for toasts. I'd like, if you're able, if you could stand and toast to the happy couple, Phoebe and Connor.
I'm proud to be Connor's grandfather. Connor's one of 4 extremely talented grandchildren. Now, that last one I had to say that because otherwise Justine said she was not going to fix up my computer. That was it. So very, very talented. Connor was the only male grandson, rudely sent by one cousin, the token grandson. From an early age, Connor was into his sports. As long as he had a bat or a ball, he was happy as Larry. Every time we met was outside, stood about as a rugby ball, tennis ball, soccer ball, basketball, was all going. However, it just wasn't about that. He was an absolute legend with the stacking cups. and he had a pushed hands, don't push hands with the golly in it. So you could say that he was a bit ahead of his time for a young lad, a little bit about town. But from there on, he went on to quite a distinguished sporting career. He was a junior tennis champ at North Harbour, basketball rep for North Harbour. He played rugby, he played soccer, he played golf. What else did he play? He went swimming. Just about every cricket. You're the coach. You were the coach. And he surprised me with his scholastic abilities as well. He got to get a degree, of course, in physics. Now, no one wishes tragedy to enter their lives, but it came into Connor's life, and his sister, Renee. Connor was only 5 when he lost his father. Gerald was a wonderful man, a gentle giant of a man, a lovely man, devoted family man, and he was a sad loss to everyone. Then only 7 years ago, Connor lost his mum, Janine. Janine devoted herself to bringing up her kids and giving them the best possible start in life that she could. And as you can see from today, she achieved that without any problems at all. Once he had his degree, Connor decided to go to Canada. Well, that was about the best thing he could have done, really, because he met the lovely Phoebe. It was a fairly typical romance. Handsome Kiwi guy from Auckland meets beautiful Aussie girl from Brisbane on top of a mountain in Canada. What could be better than that? Should be a book, really. We first met Phoebe when Connor came home for medical reasons, and we fell in love with her when we first met her. A few days into his visit, Connor had to spend a few nights in hospital. One of those nights, Phoebe stayed over. The following morning, Dawn and I picked Phoebe up from hospital, and as we were leaving, Phoebe sighted a woman in the distance that she'd met overnight while she was staying overnight. The woman was looking after a member of her family. Phoebe went over to her, put her arm on her shoulder, and spoke to her. And I thought, wow, that girl was really special. I could really see what Connor saw in her. And everything I've seen since has just emphasised the fact she's a very special girl. Connor is so lucky. You really hate them. Anyway, no one will be prouder of Connor and his sister Renee and their parents, Gerald and Janine. And it's nice to think about them at this time as well. Phoebe is so welcome to this family. You fit in with this crowd really well. And Connor, again, well done, mate. I really didn't believe it. I think our second meeting, after we met them once, the second meeting I called Connor aside and I said, Connor, do not let this girl go. Don't let this girl go. Anyway, he turns to me and he's with this morbid pregnant voice, and I have no intentions of letting her go. And as you can see, that worked pretty well. So I would like to have a drink.
Hi everybody, if you don't know me, my name's Marcus. I've known Connor for over 15 years, and if you've known him for anywhere near that amount of time, I think it's fair to say that he's come a long way. My first memory of Connor was at Whangaproa Primary School. I saw his gelled up, frosted tips, his 3/4 pants, and his pumpkin patch t-shirt.
That's cute, that's cute.
And I thought, nah, it's all good. The first time that me and Connor really bonded was at a sports camp when we were in year 8 at Hibiscus Coast Intermediate. And sports camp basically meant that you played every single sport against most schools in the North Island. And somehow me and Connor landed up in the rugby team, even though we'd never played a game of rugby in our lives. So 2 awkward, pasty, lanky white guys. We're selected as the Locks. And in our first ever game, we teed off against a school from South Auckland. And the 12-year-olds had fully grown beards and at least 50 kgs on us. And as the kickoff launched through the air, I watched it come directly into my hands. Connor was standing right next to me, and I passed it straight to him. He passed it straight back to me. And we played hot potato for about 30 seconds. And the ball landed in his hands, and he just got completely smoked by this massive Samoan dude. And I cracked up laughing at him. And yeah. And so, needless to say, we didn't do very well in rugby. But, down here? But we ended up winning petanque. So yeah, don't know what that says about us, but over the years we got closer and closer. We shared a whole heap of experiences, from playing basketball, partying, going to overseas trips, festivals, so much more. Even when we were attending different schools, university, traveling in different countries, nothing's really ever changed between me and Connor. But when Connor got back from Canada the second time, I knew something special had happened to him. Some Australian girl called Phoebe was now the topic of every conversation. And after she eventually made the trip to New Zealand and I met her and saw them together, it was obvious that they were perfect for each other. And Phoebe, just on behalf of all Connor's friends, I'd like to say thank you for everything you've done for Connor, besides just generally putting up with him for over 2 years. You've been his rock and his support system through incredibly hard times. You've held his hand every step of the way, been there when we couldn't, and given him the love that he deserves. Connor, such a good cunt.
I knew you were good.
Always the nicest, most positive dude in the room. Probably the strongest, most courageous person that I've ever met. And man, it's just super crazy to be here. Your parents will be so proud of you, dude. And just congratulations to you both. Wish you all the best for your future. And love you guys. Boys.
Hi, I'm Millie. For those who don't know me, my name is Milhouse, towards Phoebe and Connor. I am the third wheel best friend. I met Phoebe in grade 9 in high school. I went up to her in high school and thought she was that awkward singing girl that went up on the stage in high school. And I went up to her in the carnival and I was like, oh my God, you're that really awkward girl that went up and sung in front of everyone. And ever since then, we became best friends. We have been through a lot, me and Phoebe. We have been best friends for a very, very long time. You have been through a lot when I went through a 5-year really bad relationship, and I thank you for everything. I thank you for taking me over to Canada and taking me over there and experiencing a really good experience. I wouldn't have experienced Connor if I didn't go over there. When we went over there, we were with the lesbian couple. We met Connor in a hotel room, seedy hotel room in Calgary, with Ayla and Denny. We met Connor there because Connor knows Denny. That's how we met Connor. But we were huddling. I was huddling into you when we were drinking, and Connor thought we were lesbian couples, but then he ended up realising we're not. One night we ended up being mates, actually, towards later on. We actually ended up being really, really good mates, all three of us. And we actually decided one night, let's go to trivia and drink, and then keep on drinking at Connor's place and get really plastered. The river that's at Invermere just froze over. So we decided to actually walk on the river when it wasn't probably a really good idea. From then on, I actually experienced something really fucking special. Sorry. I experienced something really, really special. This is the moment that Connor and Phoebe, did their first kiss. But I thought it was something really, really special. I took their first photo there, and then onwards I just saw everything unfold. I actually never seen what true love was until you guys were together. And you guys are a huge opener to me. And I adore you both so freaking much. Like, you are my everything. You two. Connor, you have been my best mate, and you're always going to be my best mate. You two, being around you two for that long in Canada, I never felt like a third wheel, even though I was. Went on dates together and everything. But you guys just were my best friends. And seeing you guys go through so much, when I came home and went to hospital trips with you guys and all that, I knew you guys were inseparable. You guys are just meant to be. And that is what true love is. If you've been through so much, that is what love is. It's not about taking photos and, on Instagram or all this shit. It's all about what is love. But yeah, I love you both so much. You're both my best mates, and I'm always here for you guys, no matter what. Thank you for being a huge eye-opener in my life too.
Right, I'm going to do things a bit backwards. I want to start with a toast because, let's be real, Connor's a 5, Phoebe's a 10. That deserves a toast. Let's go. I have no idea how you did it, but it's just, it's a blessing. Right. Yeah, the world works in mysterious ways. So, I didn't honestly know what to say in tonight's speech, so I'm a teacher, so yesterday morning I said, right kids, let's write my wedding speech. So I teach 11 and 12-year-olds, so we brainstormed, so this is what they came up with. Actually pretty sensible. They said to do 3 things. They said, 1, embarrass your brother. I feel like I've already nailed that, but most childhood stories are already Jeremy Kyle episodes, so we'll just leave that one go. And to be honest, we didn't have many childhood memories because we didn't really hang out that much, did we? We don't have anything in common. Me and Connor are pretty much got genetics and that's it, but that's okay. So the next thing they said was to say something nice. Wasn't that beautiful? So here it goes. Phoebe. Phoebe, although you're Australian, I think you're really nice. Please don't give Connor back. We don't want him. He's yours. He is now yours forever. Thank you. Please make sure any nieces and nephews are All Blacks fans, and if they are not, there will be trouble. Now to Connor. Although we have nothing in common, we do get on pretty well. This is a little bit soppy, so brace yourselves. And we get on pretty well because I know the morals and values that our parents instilled in us were the same. So although we have nothing in common, we're still pretty good friends. Aww. At the end of the day, I appreciate how you always set the bar so low, you made me look really good. That was my nice section. Right, naturally as a teacher, I want to impart some knowledge to our Australian guests. The word taonga in Te Reo Māori means precious treasure, and Connor, you've always been my taonga. And now Phoebe, I extend that to you. You're both my taonga and you always will be. coffee. So here is the happy cup of Emma. Thank you.
Okay. I'm usually pretty funny, so this will not be funny. Okay. My name's Amber. I am the crazy Canadian, so hell yeah. I just wanted to share a little bit on how my story with these two began, because I think it's a pretty incredible story. Phoebe and I have lived in different countries for the better part of our lives, yet our connection has only strengthened with time. Here I am after 16 years, standing beside my best friend on her wedding day. So I'm honored to be here. I've heard my mom tell this story many times on how the Murrisons, how the Murrisons met the Woodrows on Coolin Beach that one day back in 2003. It's one of the many great memories that we cherish from our family trip to Australia. I was 10 with blue braces. It was really in back then. Little did we know that that salty surf lesson as kids would lead to a lifelong friendship. One that has had such an extraordinary impact on my life. My story with Connor is a little bit less romantic. He picked me up in some dodgy car that was basically being held together by hopes and dreams. And we went up and down that mountain way too many times. But I loved that time that I spent with him in BC and just getting to know Connor. What I remember the most about that trip was that contagious positivity that he left with me, and then when I returned home, I shared with others. I was just in such a good state of mind. And I'm so glad that I made that journey out there to go and meet this new man in Phoebe's life that she was so keen for me to meet. By the end of the week, I understood her excitement, and I returned to Ontario with great memories, a new friendship, and a fresh perspective on what real love can be. I say with a full heart, and it is such an honor to have both of you in my life. And I think that some stories are just meant to be. May you two forever inspire each other. And let's raise a glass to the bride and groom.
Thanks, Amber. Now we have Danielle.
You will have to excuse me because I wrote my speech about 5 or 6 different times and nothing ever made sense because they are such a beautiful couple. Both my best friends. I met Connor coming over from Canada, and I met Phoebe when she was in housekeeping with me and we moved in together. So I am Danielle, obviously, but also you would know me as Cupid because the only reason we are all here is because of me. Phoebe and Connor have only met because of me. So I would like to set the scene for you as to how they met. Millie had already mentioned we were in the middle of Calgary, seedy as hotel room. Few drinks, few laughs, few good memories. I had asked Connor to come meet us at Phoebe and Millie's room to have a few drinks. Connor was originally thinking that Phoebe was a lesbian, but I mean, she does hang out with me, so that's a given. The thought is there. But the relationship did start with a bang, and it has nothing but flourished since. Both of them are loyal, kind, definitely funny, but they've done nothing but been amazing to every single person here. I know that you all feel that way, and I feel that way because you're my family. You have been more than my own. God, I promise I wouldn't cry. They have been so lovely to me and have been very accepting of me and my partner, Ella. There she is. But they are both beautiful people, and I know you all agree with me. And all I would like to say is always be kind to each other. Always love each other and remember this moment, because it's such an amazing moment to remember with all of your family and friends here with you. Please do not ever forget that, because you will always love each other. Definitely, it's never going to change. God, can't stop. But I do hope that everybody has a good time. I know that a few people have travelled very far. I mean, I travelled very far, about an hour that way. So I feel your pain. But I will be the last to say, everybody please charge your glasses to the happy couple. The loving and happy couple. You're amazing. You're beautiful, both of you. And it's a miracle to see you two together. I mean, like you said, Connor, you're a 5, Phoebe, you're a 10. May you both have a happy and long life together, and we will all share it with you tonight. Cheers.
Thanks, Danielle. All right.
Like a lifetime, even though it's only been 7 months since Connor proposed. It has definitely been stressful trying to plan a wedding that quickly, but I think it's just gone off without a hitch, and I'm so happy to see you all here. And we feel so privileged that so many of you have travelled so far for us. So thank you, and we love you all. Ooh, I want to say a warm thank you to every one of Connor's family members. Those who have welcomed me into their home, fed us dinner, sat with us through very tough times, and overall been a huge support to us. I feel so fortunate to be officially part of this amazing family. I would also like to thank my own family, my beautiful parents. Before they even met Connor, they loved him because they saw how happy that he made me. They've done so much to try and make our lives easier in the past 2 years, and we can't thank you enough. To Yolanda, thank you for capturing today. The memory of this day will be treasured in our hearts forever. It means so much to us that you are providing us with that. Thank you. For me to give a special thanks to an amazing couple here tonight. You all know our MC Twan by now, and hopefully you've had the chance to meet his beautiful wife Bev. These two give a new meaning to the word family. From the moment they heard about Connor's situation, they put up their hands to welcome us into their home. And since moving to Australia, they have remained such an important part of our lives. I've never met a family so willing to drop whatever they're doing to help another person in need. Even today, it wouldn't have been nearly as beautiful without their help and their DIY skills. Connor and I cannot thank you enough for what you've done for us, both today and every day that we have known you, because you inspire us to be kinder and more caring to everyone that we meet. So thank you, and I would like to raise a glass to you. To Bev and Twan. I made you cry, yes. I also want to make a special shout out. I wasn't planning on it, but I would like to make a shout out to Shelby. She planned the hands down best hens night, a surprise hens night we had last night, and it was just amazing, and she went above and beyond. She's not even a bridesmaid, and she did so much, and it was just the best. So thank you, Shelby. So, as you all know by now, Connor and I met in Canada just over 2 years ago, and it felt like an absolute fairy tale. Our first kiss was on a frozen lake. We lived in the mountains, and we were surrounded by amazing friends. Even though what we have been through since then has been tough, Connor has still made every day feel like a fairy tale. I still wake up feeling so lucky to have found him, and I'm over the moon that today I got to marry him. I woke up feeling so nervous, but as soon as I saw you at the end of that aisle, all that went away. And I knew this was the best decision of my life. So, here's to us and our future as Mr. and Mrs. Lenders. You're up, buddy.
Well, I do need to start with acknowledging some thank yous to a charity called Race for Life, who's helped out with certain aspects of this wedding, so including Astral Bridal, Frank Casey, Michael Hill, Country Blooms Florist, beauty therapist that helped these girls get ready, and don't they look good? Come on! The cars provided it for us to get here today, and our videographer, Jennifer. And it's ultimately Viv James, who's part of Race for Life, and also organised the entire honeymoon for us down in Queenstown. So thank you to them. To the bridesmaids, all of my sisters, one already is, but thank you to especially Amber, who travelled all the way from Canada, as we already know. That is a long way to fly, so thank you so much. As I already established, you all look beautiful. It was amazing you all see walking down the aisle, and of course Phoebe at the end. But at the end, you could all really make a case for being at this side of the table as well, as you've been established from some of the speeches. You guys are all individually, I've known you through different ways, but love you guys immensely. To the groomsmen, the boys. Special shout out to Riley returning from Hong Kong, and Marcus, who returned from Berlin, Germany, as I just established, so a very long way to come. Appreciate that a lot. Even though over the last few years we all live in these different locations, living different lives, but throughout the whole time, our friendships have never dulled down. You guys have all been positive, happy influences, especially through my tough times in my life. And just for no reason more than being yourselves and treating me no different. So let's enjoy being in the same geographic location together before we return to Australia, Germany, Hong Kong, Canada, wherever you guys want to go. Until we all come back to New Zealand when Brandon get married soon. I mean, no pressure. To everyone in front of me, it's just so wonderful having, all of the people from all the different aspects of my life just in the same room. I've got family from New Zealand, I've got my family from Australia, I've got my friends from Australia, I've got my friends from New Zealand, I've got Canadians, I've got the Bartletts, I've got my Leisure Centre crew, I've got the Morgans. Yeah, it's just amazing to see everyone join in the one day and celebrate this day with me. So thank you all for being here. As already it's been established, Phoebe has been by her side throughout the whole time. Like looking back in recent time, as we all know, I've been in the wars. I mean, I've been making scars, bumps, bruises, you know, having to spend nights awake, been on all sorts of drugs. Basically, I didn't really know what I've been doing half the time. And then I found out I had cancer and had to return back to New Zealand, so. In all seriousness, I would not be where I am today without you. Okay. Obvious has been well said by my granddad. I need to be remembering my mother and father and just thinking about how happy they would be today. The only thing that I wish the most is that she got to meet Phoebe, especially my mother. She'd be freaking, as we said, shocked because I'm a 5, she's a 10. But yeah, I know they're looking down at this day right now, and it would be extremely proud of the situation that I'm in, and it couldn't make me happier. I'll finish off with this quote that we actually have displayed at the back here. Life is not measured by the years that you've lived, but by the love that you give, and the things that you did. Myself and Phoebe are lucky enough to have felt a lot of love from everyone here today, and because of that, we're going to continue to love each other forever. Thank you all for being here.
True love will find you in the end. You'll find out just who was your friend. Don't be sad, I know you will. But don't give up until true love will find you in the end. This is a promise with a catch. Only if you're looking can it find you. 'Cause true love is searching too. But how can it recognize you unless you step out into the light, the light? Don't be sad, I know you will. But don't give up until true love will find you in the end.